All right, guys, today we're going to talk about another beautiful piece by Blake Kuwahara. This is one from their newer collection, the Portman. Really cool, refined, kind of a classic piece. Very edgy, like most of his are, but we can't have all the fun just right off the bat, can we? So we'll take a look at this one and see what she's all about. So first, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below and stick around for a while so we can talk about some really cool sunglasses and teach you how to take care of them so they don't get messed up and keep them fitting properly. Now, on to what you're actually here for, the Blake Kuwahara Portman that doesn't want to come off of my face, apparently. I guess it's made for it. It's mine. It's not, but it is a very cool one. This one is a little bit on the smaller side, definitely good for those smaller faces. If you get a really nice angular cut to it, a lot of structure in the frame throughout. As with all of the pieces in the main Blake Kuwahara collection, you have that frame within a frame concept where they actually cut and mill two frames entirely separately, fuse everything together. Very long, very labor-staking process to produce that truly encased look. And it makes for an effect you really don't see in a lot of other frames, just because there's a lot of dimension and detail. And then they go even a step further and add a lot of facets and bezels and bevels to make it even prettier. Yeah, just good stuff all around. I will say it does have kind of that throwback here with those riveted fronts, except it's not actually riveted. It is a heat and sunk hinge, which is almost required on these. I don't believe any of the Blake Kuwaharas have a riveted front just because of the construction. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to do it that way. But what's cool is these are still sunk in. It's very interesting. There's no, you can't really feel it. It's very different in the way that's run and produced. I quite like that, actually. You can't feel the rivets. You don't have to worry about them falling out or loosening up. So I will say this is a very good design on that front. As overall fit and finish, these are a 46-22, which is not super large by any means. You do have about a 5-6 millimeter section of horn here, which gives you a little bit more room to get it onto the face and sitting really, really well. So you could open this up, widen it out, put it on a little bit larger head. There's a lot of different ways to get it there, but I'm still going to stick to it is made for a little bit smaller face overall. In here with me, kind of your average size head, not a big, huge, wide head or anything in particular in that regard, but you get a very nice dark lens, but it does run, you know, a little slim. It's a little bit snug on me. That could be changed for a proper fit very easily and give it kind of that vintage tailored fit and finish, right? Yeah. I love the cut on this one though. It's a little bit more angular, a little bit more aggressive than a lot of pieces you'll see for smaller faces. It's kind of pushing the boundaries, which I do like a lot. Generally, smaller faces will have a little bit softer features. So having a frame like this with some nice angles and highlights, this is going to do a really good job in that case. Of course, as with all of the Blake Kuwaharas, you have that nice 5-barrel hinge seated in there very beautifully. 45-degree mitered hinges, always nice because it gives you that true seamless closed off fit, feel, finish. There's no gap back here. There's no weirdness to it. And it gives you some adjustability in this hinge without having to worry about getting a gap at the front. Always nice to see that for me. Overall weight, still relatively lightweight, nothing super crazy. And of course, you do have your little inset Blake Kuwahara logo back here. I will say the Blakes do have kind of their own fit to them. You'll see this kind of a thing going on a lot of them where it gets a really aggressive angle back here. So final adjustment, fit, finish is pretty important with these. I will say that's probably closer to my final adjustment on most frames than how most frames actually come in the door. So it's worth keeping in mind. That's kind of an optician's thought if I had to bet. Blake knows what he's doing is what I'm getting at. And on the bridge fit, of course, a nice little bit of splay to it there. Nothing super, super crazy, but a good angle so it fits nice and clean down on the bridge. it gets into its home position and wants to stay there. There is no just yanking these off and rolling with it. It stays there unless I give it a good firm tug. Definitely a worthwhile piece. If you're here and you're looking at it on my website already, yeah, just do it. It's a no-brainer. If it fits you, cool. It's great. It's a great one to have if it fits well on you. If it doesn't, yeah, that's another story. I'll throw the links in for these on the bottom so you can look at the whole Blake Kuwahara collection as well as a link to this one. Definitely use that. Reach out if you have any questions. And if you have any questions in general, drop down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the frame or any questions you have about them, and we'll go about it that way. We'll have some fun. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and I'll catch you next time.